course. We have to have, belief here, because without belief,
Of course.
you're out of the game.
Of course.
From God, and the promise from God that all of the land of Israel is our land, and we don't need to be afraid of the people here. That temporarily they're here, and hopefully they'll leave soon. And there's a lot of places for them all over, and
not so supportive of Israel. I've faced many of them. But it's always an interesting issue coming here, and especially here in Yitzhar, people don't usually like to talk to media people and to any kind of media. But as far as I'm concerned, the spokesman, I'm willing, in certain, of course, range to try everything, almost everything, because I have nothing to hide.
No.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can only gain. I mean, what can they take? What? Show me with a. What can they take? This village.
Yeah.
This village is called Yitzhar. It's established 30 years ago. It was called at the beginning Rogan, after the name of Ronald Reagan, because it was established the day after he said they should stop building in Judea and Samaria.
Yes, great.
So this village was established, and for a year it was called Rogan, and then it changed to Yitzhar, meaning olive oil. It's got 240 families with about average of 6 kids per family. Beautiful people, very, very social, and we're a big family, very supportive family. And it's not easy to expand here, of course, because every little, small house out of the borders, and the whole world is staring their eyes on you. So it's not easy to expand. I think this is the most watched place in the world, more than anywhere else. But you can't stop life, so people find ways. If a kid wants, if he was grown here, he got married, he wants to build himself a house, he's going to find a way to live here eventually. Yeah, of course. We have 2 vineyards. We have a lot of private businesses, alternative medical, for example, and we've got a garage, a supermarket, a bookstore, working store, for supplies, working supplies shop, and many other things, authors, players. Well, the answer is no, first of all, because unfortunately we're surrounded by Arabs that have never accepted the fact that we're here, so no, and we're surrounded by a society that actually encourages killing Jews. This is not a regular situation. I mean, if for example, a suicide bomber knows that he'll be very respected in his society, and his family will get a salary, and schools will be named after him. So it gives people that we're facing a lot of motivation to harm Jews. So the answer is no, we're not safe. But on the other side, we are safe, because we're where we should be, and when a person is where he should be, then that's the safest place for him eventually. So there's no other safer place for us, especially not in Europe. Tell that to the Europeans.
Yes, we will.
No, we've had enough of living, in exile.
Yes.
This is,
we can take trips and go until the village to show them that we're not afraid of them.
You hike right down to the houses?
Yeah, it's allowed to go. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You just go and take a hike, and it's very important to do that, because then you show that this is your land. If a person owns the land, he goes in his land wherever he wants. He's not afraid to go somewhere in his house or his land. So that's what we believe, that we can go. This is all of this is ours, and meantime they're here taking care of the land till there will be enough people here to work the land and make agriculture, and hopefully till Mashiach comes, all of us.
Of course, every rock here has a story. Every mountain has a legend, and we're back home. This is the bookshelf, and here are the clothes. It's like you come back home and start remember. Some from other villages. They grew around here. Some from Jerusalem. I lived in Netanya City, for example. Until the age of 27, I've never stepped after the Green Line. I didn't know these places exist at all. I was an urban guy, regular party person. So people come from all over. Burgers or something like that. Let's put this straight on the table. If anybody wants to support, it's because he feels that he wants to be part of what we're doing. We don't need people supporting us, for example, because they think, they should, have pity on us or whatever the word is, have sympathy. And of course, there are many things that, there's always where to grow, and there's always things ahead and dreams to fulfill. Not personal dreams, but in this village. And if anybody wants to support, there are many things that he can find ways to support. He just has to contact, and if he comes from the correct mental place, then he can be a part. And that's what he actually gets. In Judaism, there's a saying that more than the person who donates to someone gives, he gets much more, because he gave only money, but he gets the option to be part of something. Positive words for the world.
We had to know.
Love, happiness, joyfulness, and yes, I think there are a lot of good people in the world. I think a lot of people are actually looking for values like justice and doing good to other people, which I think is beautiful. I think the world has learned a lot from the 2 world wars that we had last century, and the millions of people who died. And but the only thing I do think is that we have to be very sober, and to know that not to mix our dreams, our wishes with reality, because this is very dangerous. It's good. Remember your wish, remember your goal, remember your target. We want a world living in peace and tranquility. But when you try to force that on reality, and you're not willing to see evil and put your finger on the evil, then this could be very dangerous. The fact that you want good could be very dangerous. The fact that you want to be righteous could be very dangerous. So, yes, have a good time, world. Enjoy yourself. And don't forget to dress when it's cold.
Our Bible says exactly what it means to be with a fence or without a fence, right? When Am Yisrael wants to go into Eretz Yisrael, they say, how are we going to know? We're just next this Shabbos we're going to be Parashat Shlach Lecha, which means that the Meraglim went into Eretz Yisrael to see the people here, are they strong or are they weak? If it's going to be hard to conquer the land or not. And Hashem gave them God gave them the siman, the sign, how to know. If they have very big fences and they're and the walls very high, that means they're very afraid. If they're like that, with they feel safe where they are, that's going to be a hard place to conquer. And it's
you look like that.
I mean, we try. I'm not saying it's easy, but when you think in your head that this is our land, and we just need to not be afraid. If you are afraid, that means you're not sure if this is your land or not. I mean, so that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully Hashem will help us and protect us, because I always say it's only Him that's guarding us. He is our guard. It says,
With or without
"Im
tattoos,
lo,
that's what I
כן, לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל." Hashem is our guard, and whenever I go to sleep, it's not because of the army or the police. It's only because of Hashem that He's protecting us. And when there is a problem, people need to do tshuva and to think, why did things like that happen, and to try our best to do what we can do. I'm not saying, I mean, it's good to have a weapon and it's good, but we need to live by what we do.
Oh, yeah, right. You speak so beautifully.
I just need to work on my English.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
It's beautiful.
And don't forget to dress when it's cold.